Okay, good morning everyone. So you know that last time we have completed this work, force and energy lesson, but some part of this lesson was pending, correct? Derivation of potential energy and kinetic energy were not completed. So today let us finish this derivation of P and K. Okay. So before that, let us define what is mechanical energy. And children, I know that this is very basic for you all because you've studied in the previous class as well. So what is mechanical energy? The energy possessed by a body due to its state of rest or of motion is called mechanical energy. So you know very well this involves both motion as well as rest. It is a combination of potential energy and kinetic energy. So that the mechanical energy says that the total mechanical energy of a body is the sum of its potential energy and kinetic energy. When we add potential energy and kinetic energy, we get mechanical energy. So I'm saying here the combination of potential energy and kinetic energy is nothing but mechanical energy. Okay. So there are two types of mechanical energy, or we can say there are two forms of mechanical energy. One is potential energy and the other one is kinetic energy. So this potential energy is associated with position or configuration and the kinetic energy is associated with motion. Okay. So let us understand first potential energy and then we will move to the kinetic energy. Okay. So now you can see here children in this very beautiful scenario you can see here. Okay. This is Noha Kalikai Falls, which is tallest waterfall in India. Okay, you can see here. Why I'm showing this picture? Because in this,
It is not visible.
what not visible? P PPT is not visible.
Ma'am.
Ma'am.
PPT is visible to everybody.
Yes, ma'am. It's clearly visible.
It is visible.
It's visible.
Okay, fine. Then who is saying that PPT is not visible? Check why it is not visible. Your network, I think network problem is there at your home. Just check. Okay. For everybody it is visible, no? Okay. So see here, this is a very beautiful scenario is shown here. So this is the tallest waterfall in India. So why I have taken this picture? So that you can see in this picture or in this beautiful picture, there are two energies are hidden here. Okay. One is potential energy and kinetic energy. When we say the potential energy, it is related to the height. When something is falling from certain height and it is moving, when it is falling from certain height and it has stored some energy, it is called as a potential energy. And when it moves it, you know very well it is a kinetic energy. Okay. So let us see next what is exactly potential energy. So we know that what is potential energy? The energy possessed by a body by virtue of its specific position or changed configuration is called the potential energy. So this is the definition of potential energy. Okay. It depends on two things, on position and on configuration. Okay. To understand this, let us take few example. Okay. And so that you can clearly understand what is potential energy. So children, you can see here I have taken certain pictures. One, when man is holding hammer in his hand and what he is doing now to lift this hammer, he has applied certain force. He is lifting from the surface of the table and he is holding at a certain distance. Okay, so here hammer at a height. Okay, the next example you can see here, a man is compressing a spring, means he's applying a force to compress a certain object. So when he is applying the force, the shape of this object is changing, correct? In the third scenario, in the third picture, you can observe that when a man is taken one rubber band and he's stretching that rubber band, when he's stretching that rubber band, the shape of the rubber band is changed, correct? So here again you can see there are certain things which is affecting the objects. Okay, so these are the example of the potential energy. How it is? Let us see here. Here you can see the height, and height is related. Okay, so this is the position of an object is changed from certain thing to certain thing. Maybe the water is from initially from high, it is moving to the low. So the height is involved here. Here also, when the hammer is on the surface of the table and a man when is holding in his hand, the position of the hammer is changed. So here the position is involved. Now here you can see when the spring is taken by a man and he's pressing it, the shape of the spring is changed. That means the configuration is changed here. So you can see the configuration of the object. When the rubber band is stretched, he has applied certain force and you can see the shape of the rubber band is changed. So in this two scenario, you can see the change in configuration, and here you can see that the height is changed, so the position is involved here. So this is regarding the potential energy. Okay. So now children, the potential energy is also of two types. How the mechanical energy is of two types, similar way, the potential energy is also of two types or two forms. One is gravitational potential energy and the other one is elastic potential energy. Okay, this I think both the words you have heard it in the previous class, gravitation and elastic. So there are two types of or two forms of potential energies. So let us see now what is gravitational potential energy. So children, the gravitational potential energy is associated with height. Okay, or you can say the position as I have shown you the previous slide. Okay, so the gravitational potential energy is associated with what? Height or the position of the object. So what is the exact definition of gravitational potential energy? The definition is the potential energy possessed by a body due to its position relative to the center of earth is called its gravitational potential energy. Okay. So children, as I have told you earlier, when the hammer is on the table and when it is lifted up, the height is changed. That means earlier you can say that on the surface of the earth, if any object is kept and then it is moving upwards, automatically here you can say the gravitational is involved. Okay. So what is the definition of gravitation? Gravitational potential energy, the potential energy possessed by a body due to its position relative to the center of earth is called its gravitational potential energy. So let us study now the next form of potential energy. Okay, the next form of potential energy is elastic potential energy. So it is associated with shape and I have shown you the example. One is rubber band and spring. Okay, elastic potential energy is associated with shape of the object. Here one more example we have taken children. You can observe here this is the playing object. When you stretch the rubber band, the shape of the rubber band is changed and because of the force applied, on this rubber band, on this playing things, what happens? The energy is stored in it. Okay. So what is elastic potential energy here? The potential energy possessed by a body in the deformed state due to change in its configuration. So what is the change in configuration? Because we are applying force on the rubber band, the shape of the object is changed. So that is a configuration is there. So configuration is called elastic potential energy. So this is the definition of gravitational potential energy and elastic potential energy. So we have studied both definition, that is the two forms of potential energy. Okay. So now let us derive the potential energy. Okay, we have to derive the potential energy. So before deriving the potential energy, let us discuss certain things. So you can see here on a slide one very beautiful picture I have displayed here for you all. You can see that there are three scenarios. In the first scenario, you can say a very naughty boy, like in your class also many naughty boys are there. So same way, one naughty boy like Ningan Gowda, he is trying to do the experiment here. Okay, or any of the boy who is very naughty, they want to do the experiment. So what he has done at here, he just went to the first floor of a building. Okay, he took a ball and he want to do the experiment on the other's car. Maybe Janet car is parked near the building, but the Ningan Gowda is saying that this is not my car, so let me do the experiment on Janet car. So what he has done now? He took one ball, small ball, and he went to the first floor of a building and he dropped that ball on the Janet's car. So if you drop the ball from a certain height, obviously there will be damage, correct? So what happened? There is a damage on the Janet's car now here. Here he is not stopping. Ningan Gowda is not stopping after seeing one first experiment. Now he want to see what is going to happen when he goes on the top. So what he does now, he went again on the second floor of the building now. Okay. And again he took a ball and he dropped from there. So he wanted to damage totally. Janet's car he wanted to damage totally. So he's dropping the ball from the second floor. So what happened now? Obviously earlier damage was very less. Now you can see here a more damage for a car. Now, in the third scenario, what happened? He is not going to stop until and unless he will damage entire car of Janet. So, Ningan Gowda went top of the building. He took a same ball. Again, he dropped the ball on the top of the building. So, what happened now? You can see the position or situation of a car of a Janet. It's totally damaged. Okay, so in all three scenario, what Ningan Gowda has observed that when he was increasing the height, the damage was more. And why the damage was more? Because the height of the ball or of the object is increased every time. That means we can say that when the height is increased, potential energy also increases. Okay. So now let us solve the expression. Okay. So children, you can see here work done by the person. When Ningan Gowda is dropping a ball from a certain height, he is doing some work, correct? So work done by the person is equals to force into displacement. Because already you have studied about this, correct? That is force into displacement. Because Ningan Gowda is applying force on a ball and he is displacing. Means what? He is taking a ball from ground to first floor. So there is a force and there is a displacement. So the two things are involved here. Okay, correct? So when a body is lifted upward, force required to lift the body or you can say a ball is equal to the weight of the ball, correct? Weight of the ball should be there. So weight of the ball is nothing but what? Obviously weight of the ball means mass of that ball and the acceleration due to the gravity. Because the Ningan Gowda is taking ball from the surface of the earth and he is moving upward. That means obviously the gravitation is associated here. So mass of ball into acceleration due to gravity So mass is denoted by small letter m, and acceleration due to gravity is denoted by g. So it is mg. And children, you know that when he is taking that ball from the surface of the earth to the top of the building, there is a certain height, and that height is nothing but displacement, correct? So the displacement of the object, we know the definition of displacement, correct? The shortest distance, or the in the formula, you know that final position minus initial position. So when he took the ball from surface to the top, the height we have taken as h. And when the ball was on the surface of the earth, that time the height of the ball is 0, correct? So initial position is 0. So h minus 0 is h, correct? So work done by a man, initially it is mg and also height. So work done by a man is what now? mgh. So we can say that the derivation of potential energy is mgh. So clear about the derivation of potential energy? Any doubt here? Can we go ahead? Can you hear me all? Okay. So let us move to the next. So what is potential energy? Derivation, that is mgh. So how we got mgh? You know that. We have taken the force into displacement because work is involved in this. Okay. So now, so potential energy is what? mgh. Now let us take one more example. Children, if the ball is on the earth's surface, obviously height of the ball will be 0. Okay, because it is on the surface of the earth. And we already proved that potential energy is equals to mgh. So let us substitute the h value in this. So mg into 0, because h is nothing but what? 0, because ball is on the earth's surface. So mg into 0 is 0. So that means what we can say, the potential energy of a body present on the earth's surface is always 0, because height is obviously 0. So the statement says that the potential energy of a body present on the earth's surface is what? 0. Okay. Now one more example. Again, this naughty Ningan Gowda is not going to stop his silly things. Again, he's appeared here. Okay. And again, he is going to target Janet's car. So now again, he is going to do the experiment on the car. So what he has thought now, let me take two different balls and let me see the experiment once again. So what he has done, Ningan Gowda, he took first one small ball and then one more big ball, which the mass of the ball is greater than the previous ball, and he wants to do the experiment now. So what he has done, he went to the top of the building. He dropped the small ball on the Janet's car and he has seen what the damages happened. Again, he took a bigger ball whose mass is very greater, and he dropped the ball on the top of the building, and again he saw what happened. Obviously, damage is more, you can observe here, compared to first, second time when the ball is bigger, or you can say when the mass of the ball is greater, the damage is greater. So from this scenario or from this experiment, Ningan Gowda understood that when the mass of the ball is small, the potential energy is also less, means that much only. But when he increased the mass of the ball, he has observed that the potential energy is also increased. He is very smart, no? He is doing the experiment. See. So mass of the ball increases. When the mass of the ball is increases, potential energy is also increases. Correct? Okay. So what is the unit of potential energy here? The unit of potential energy is joule, because it is involved energy. So the potential energy unit is what? Joule. So this is all about potential energy. So now let us move to the kinetic energy. Okay. So we'll see now what is kinetic energy. Okay, before that, let us solve an example of potential energy. So here I have displayed a question for you all. You can see here, calculate the potential energy of a bowling ball, okay, bowling ball kept on top of Burj Khalifa. Okay, this Burj Khalifa is the tallest building in the world. Okay, this Burj Khalifa is the tallest building in the world, and we have taken this example to see how the potential energy is. Okay, so mass of bowling ball is 5 kg. Okay, the mass of the small ball is 5 kg, and height of the Burj Khalifa. Burj Khalifa is the tallest building in the world. And what is the height of the tallest building? That is 830 meter. Okay, and G obviously 10 meter per second square. Okay, gravitational force against Earth, and mass of the body 5 kg as it is we have taken. So 5 kg only. Height at which the body is kept is 830 meter. So H is 830 meter. Now we have to take the formula of potential energy as we have derived in the last slide. We have got the formula of potential energy, that is mgh, mass into gravitational force into height. So mass we have 5 kg. So substitute the value of m, that is the value of m is 5. So substitute 5 here. The value of g is given, that is 10, which is constant everywhere on the earth. Where the g is constant on moon also. What do you feel? G is constant on moon also? Anybody answer? Can you answer me? Gravitational force is constant on moon and earth. Same it is. Can you hear me? Who will answer quickly? No. Okay. No. Yes, obviously it is not same. It differs. Correct? Gravitation force differs. Only on the earth surface, maybe sometimes somewhere it is on the poles also it may differ, but most probably on earth it is, we are considering as 10. But on moon and earth it is not same gravitational force. Okay. So substitute the value. So H is 830 meter. So multiply all these three, you will get answer 41,500 joule. So potential energy we got 41,500 joule. So this is one example we have taken on potential energy. So now let us study about kinetic energy. So what is kinetic energy? We all know what is kinetic energy because from lower class, maybe from 6th standard onwards only, you're studying this kinetic energy and potential energy. So it is energy of the body due to its motion. Whenever any object is in motion, you can say it is possessing kinetic energy. If you're moving on a road, if you're walking on a road, if you're standing, you cannot say you're in motion. So whenever you're walking or whenever you're moving, you're possessing a kinetic energy. Okay. So what is exactly the definition of kinetic energy here? The energy possessed by a body by virtue of its state of motion is called the kinetic energy. So this is the definition of kinetic energy. So children, here I have given you one example. Just you can read here. Does an athlete who is running possesses kinetic energy? What do you think? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, very good. So, because the athlete is running, that means obviously he is in motion, correct? And when he is in motion and if he is running very fast, okay, Vishal is running very fast and Ningan Gowda is very naughty. He is on the way to the Vishal and is standing opposite to the Vishal. And when Vishal is running, what do you think? The Ningan Gowda will be on the same position or he will display from his position? What do you think? What do you think? When Vishal will dash to the Ningangowda, what will happen? Ningangowda will be on the same position.
He will move from position because of the force applied.
Yeah, because Ningangowda will move. Now he understood that I should not go in between Vishal, because all the time he wants to do silly things. Okay, so he has understood that I have got a momentum because the Vishal is applied force on me. Okay, so you can see here the kinetic energy is there. Next, let me take one more example. So children, you can see here I have taken one example of a boy. Before that, you can say here a mass of the body, means a mass of a ball we have considered as m, and the velocity of the body. Now you will think, madam, here the ball is at rest. How you can say velocity? Just I have taken this. Maybe this ball is moving from this end. That time the velocity of the body is v. Okay. Constant opposing forces F means this boy will stop this ball. That means opposing force. This boy is going to apply. Now distance traveled by the body, that is S, displacement. When the ball is moving from this end towards the boy, it displaces certain surface, correct? So what happens here? This boy is applying equal force to stop this ball. Okay, that opposing force is called as a retarding force because it's applying opposite force to the ball to stop this moving ball. So you can say kinetic energy of the body, the kinetic energy of this ball is equal to work done by the retarding force in stopping it. Means the similar equal force a boy has to apply to stop this ball. That means both the time it is equal now. Okay, now let us derive the kinetic equation with the help of this scenario. Okay, you can see here kinetic energy K is equals to retarding force into displacement, because as we have discussed in the previous slide, a boy is stopping the ball, and when he's stopping the ball he has to apply equal force to stop the ball. Therefore we can say that kinetic energy of a ball, so kinetic energy is denoted by K, is equal to retarding force into displacement. So force is F, displacement is S, you know very well, and F into S is nothing but kinetic energy. Now this is equal to this, so F is equals to ma. You have already studied in the previous class, that is Newton's second law of motion, correct? So F, we know that it is ma. Initial velocity of a ball means I can say that now, for example, if this ball was moving, what is the initial velocity? It was moving, so we have to take initial velocity as v. Okay, now when the ball is stopped, the velocity is 0 of this ball because it is already stopped. So what we have taken, v is equals to final velocity we have taken as 0. Okay, since a is the retardation, so acceleration is minus c. Because a ball is applying opposite force, it is nothing but retardation. So acceleration is what? Negative, that is minus a. Now let us take the third equation of motion. We can take here kinematic equations. That is, we have taken a third equation of motion. So third equation of motion is what? V square is equals to u square plus 2as. So substitute the values. What all values we have taken here? Those all values you need to substitute here. So v is nothing but 0. So 0 square is obviously 0. U is nothing but v. So substitute the value of u replacing by v. So v square. We know that a is minus a. So when we are replacing a with the minus a, obviously plus minus changes to minus. So 2as. So we got now v square minus 2as. So transpose this minus 2as to the left side. When you transpose minus 2as to the left side, it will be plus 2as. Okay. So 2AS, so S will be as it is 2AU transpose. So multiplication changes to division. So displacement S is equals to, we got V square divided by 2A. Now come to the final here. Kinetic energy is nothing but we got here F into S. So take that same here now. Kinetic energy K is equals to F into S. So we know that F means what? That is MA. So substitute the value of F. MA we have substituted. S we have already got here. What is S? Displacement. We got V square divided by 2A. So we will replace the value of displacement here. So A and A will get cancelled. Okay. When you A and A will get cancelled. So what remains now? Half mv square. So this is the kinetic energy expression. What is the kinetic energy K? Half mv square. Okay. So this is the expression of kinetic energy. So any doubt in the expression of kinetic energy? Have you understood? Okay. Fine. So kinetic energy is equals to half mv square. So we know the SI unit of meter is kg and the SI unit of velocity is meter per second square. So in order to find the Ke, we need to convert, whenever it is come into the gram, you have to convert into kg. Okay, and 1000 gram is nothing but 1 kg, you know already, and kilometer per hour you have to convert into meter per second. Okay, so then only you can solve these examples. So let us solve an example on kinetic energy. So what we will do here, we'll take one ball and the mass of the ball is given, that is 0.15 kg mass of the ball is given to you all. And so mass means in short form you can write m is equals to 0.15 kg. Okay, then the velocity of the ball is given as 45 meter per second. So velocity short form is v. V is equals to 45 meter per second. So take the formula of kinetic energy, that is half mv square. Substitute the values, children, here. So that is half into m is given as 0.15. So substitute the value of m. So v is 45. So substitute the value of v, that is 45 square. Okay. Then multiply. So 45 square is 2025. When you multiply, you will get 2025. So when you divide this, and you will get the final answer 151.875, and when you round up, it is approximately 152 joule. Okay, so kinetic energy is 152 joule. So this is the example of kinetic energy. So have you understood about the potential energy and kinetic energy? Any doubt here? Any doubt? Okay. So again, in the kinetic energy, you can say, again there are the forms of kinetic energy. Okay, there are three forms of kinetic energy. Okay, before that, I just want to give an example to you all. Just a minute. So let us understand how we have understood the potential energy also here. you know that when the mass of the object is increased, the potential energy is increased. Then what about the kinetic energy? Children, if the velocity is increases, the kinetic energy is increases. Okay. So if we take the example here, I will take the example of two bowlers. Who is the very fastest bowler? Shall I take the example of Malinga? Malinga is a very fastest bowler, no? Yes. Let us take the example of Malinga. And one more example, we'll take the example of Harbhajan because he is a spinner, correct? So spinner means he will put ball slowly, little velocity of the ball will be slow. And Malinga is the fastest bowler. That means the velocity of the ball is very fast. Okay. So that means what you can say here, when the Malinga is putting a bowling, the velocities of Malinga's ball is more. That means the kinetic energy is also more. Now, when the Harbhajan is bowling, what is happening here? His spin bowler. So the velocity ball is very slow. That means you can say the kinetic energy is also slow here. Okay. Now let me take one more example. For example, we'll take a Malinga only, and there is a cricket field, and there are three stumps. And what happens? Malinga will take two balls. First time he'll take a cricket ball, and the second time he'll take a tennis ball. Okay. You know that the cricket ball and tennis ball both are there. When Malinga does the bowling with the help of cricket ball, you can observe that the stumps will move little away. Okay. But when he balls or when he put a bowling with the help of tennis ball, stumps will not display more. They will stop there only because the velocity of a tennis ball is lesser than the cricket ball. Okay, that means here you can say that kinetic energy of kinetic energy of tennis ball is less than the kinetic energy of cricket ball. That means the velocity is depending on how the body is moving fast. Okay, this is about the kinetic energy. So let us now study about three forms of kinetic energy. Okay, 1 minute. Three forms of kinetic energy. One is translation kinetic energy. The next one is rotational kinetic energy. And the last one is vibrational kinetic energy. So what do you mean by translation kinetic energy? Okay. When motion in a straight path, when a car is moving in a straight path, we can say that it is a translation kinetic energy. Any object, when it is moving in a straight path, we can call it as a translation kinetic energy. Okay. And if you take the second one, that is rotational kinetic energy, when the body rotates about an axis, when the body is rotating about axis, it is called as what? Rotational kinetic energy. Now, for example, what example I can give? You will play with that top, what it is called as, when you play, when you throw that, I don't know what exactly that playing thing, it starts rotating on a surface, what it is? Do you know what it is? What it is called as? Top only it is called as. With the help of thread, you take the thread, spinning top. Okay, spinning top. When it starts spinning, body rotates about an axis. You know that when its body rotates about an axis. So such bodies are called as what? Rotational kinetic energy. Such things are called as rotational kinetic energy. And the last one is vibrational kinetic energy. We can take the example of guitar. Okay. When body moves to and fro about its mean position, you know that when the guitarist play guitar, what he does, he just moves the string to and fro. When he moves the string to and fro, music is produced there. Okay, we can hear very melodious music. So what is vibrational kinetic energy? When the body moves to and fro about its mean position, it is called as what? Vibrational kinetic energy. So these are the three kinetic energies. Okay, so I have defined here. So now let us differentiate between potential energy and kinetic energy, because already we have studied this both. So let us differentiate now. What exactly the difference between the potential energy and the kinetic energy? So we know already the definition of a potential energy. What is the definition of potential energy? It is the energy possessed by a body due to its changed position or changed size and shape. Size and shape combinedly it is called as what? Configuration. Okay. So you can say it is the energy possessed by a body due to its changed position or changed size and shape. Okay. So whereas what is kinetic energy? It is the energy possessed by a body due to its state of motion. This is the first difference between the potential energy and kinetic energy. So let us take the second difference. It is equal to the work done in bringing the, sorry, it is equal to the work done in bringing the body to its changed state. Okay. And it is equal to work that a moving body can do before coming to rest. This is one more difference which is given in your textbook. The third one is it can change only in the form of kinetic energy. So potential energy only can change in the form of kinetic energy. You know that which is stored water can flow. It is moving in the kinetic form. Okay. It can change into any other form. Kinetic energy can change into any other form. You know very well. It does not depends on the speed of the body. So potential energy is not depending on the speed of the body. And the kinetic energy is depends on the speed of the body. So these are the certain differences. And the similarity is one, that is both the unit is joule only. Even potential energy unit is joule and even the kinetic energy unit is joule. Okay. So I think I have covered from this topic. Anything is left out here? Anything is left out from this? Yes? Okay, so I will start the class tomorrow because the just 5 minutes left out, and tomorrow I will discuss with you all what portion is reduced. Okay, tomorrow we'll discuss about the reduced portion, because you know that the further reduced portion also is given. Okay, I know that electromagnetism is totally removed, which was very interesting topic. Correct. I am really feeling bad about it because we have already finished that topic, and now we are knowing that the topic, entire topic is not there. Instead of that, they could have removed heat, but they are not removed heat. I don't know why they don't want to touch heat. Maybe it gives the heat, so they have not removed heat, but they have removed magnetism, which was a very good topic. Okay, so let us start tomorrow with the further reduced syllabus, and then I will start with the machine. Okay, any doubt here? We'll call it for a day today. Okay, thank you everyone. Okay.